My narcissistic boyfriend has kicked me out of his holiday plans, because his baby mama won't let him see his kids if I'm present, but he still expects me to spend a fortune on his crotch goblins. I escaped a nasty man a while ago and got back with an ex who was cold but at least not violent, but is lazy and passive, and there was too much family drama. He has 2 kids, 8 and 10. Now I am back in the drama. He also never told me he loved me, but that is beside the point. His kid's mom has always been awful to me, and he never stands up for me. We broke up when she screamed at me when I came with him to pick up the kids, threw me out, and he didn't say anything. It was literally my first interaction with this woman. There is no history that I know of. I don't recall ever meeting this woman, 39F, before I dated Phil, and to my knowledge, I have no friends in common with her except my hairstylist, who is a nice woman. She honestly freaked me out, coming at me screaming at our first meeting. They have been divorced 7 years, so it's not like it's new. Anyway, we are back together, and initially, I was invited to his Christmas dinner. I grew up in a cult and have no family since my disabled mother died. He knows this. Now, baby mama is insisting that he cannot see the kids at all if I am there, so he asked that I find something else to do on Christmas. While we only recently got back together, we were together for a year before that, but again, no I love you, and I felt more like a friend to him. Sometimes I wondered if he's gay and I was his beard. He doesn't drive, so he asked me to take him to the mall to shop for gifts. I bought expensive gifts for his kids. He wants me to take him grocery shopping, leave the gifts for his kids, and leave my dog so they can play with her, but then go away until they are gone. I have a friend who kindly invited me, so we are going to hang out, and he says I am being dramatic and selfish when I tell him I am just going to get my money back for the gifts. Should I return the gifts or not? Update 1. Thank you all for the kind comments, and really, the unkind comments were helpful by showing me what kindness looks like. To answer people's questions, I have only been free of my controlling, narcissistic mother for 4 years, even though we escaped the cult 10 years ago. So I am really still learning to cope. I'm in therapy, but my therapist's focus has been to help me build and keep relationships with people, so she tends to explain how to see things from the other person's perspective. Her suggestion was that I can leave, but also maybe have empathy for Phil's lack of EQ and grow a thicker skin. I might need a better therapist. I was raised to believe I am worthless and don't deserve kindness. It has taken 3 years of therapy just to have the confidence to make friends and date at all. I told Phil that I am taking the gifts back, and he has been begging me to give him another chance. I am working on the strength to walk away. Relevant comments. Comment 1. Bizarre that you are with someone who told you he's never loved you and you consider that beside the point. Actually, that is very much the driver of your whole dynamic. To be honest, I couldn't read beyond that. You need to aim higher in relationships than simply not violent. Exes are exes for a reason. Comment 2. Please break up with Phil. You deserve so much better. If he has keys to your home, change your locks ASAP. Please protect your dog as well. He might try to guilt you into giving your dog to his kids, or he might ask you to let your dog stay with them a few nights every other week and then they will not return your dog. And if he has keys to your place, he might try to dog nap your dog. He has nerve to ask you to send your dog over for Christmas, but not allow you to stay. It's absurd, disrespectful, and downright cruel. Return all Christmas gifts. He's using you as an ATM. He's going to take all the credit for gifts you bought. He is not going to gift his kids anything. He's depending upon you and your generosity and thoughtfulness. Sadly, I would not be surprised if he did not get you a gift. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be valued as a person. You deserve to be loved and cared for. You deserve someone who will protect, defend, and stand up for you. You deserve to be a priority. You deserve someone who will love you unconditionally and be grateful to have you in their life. You do not deserve this chuckle frick who is taking you for granted and taking advantage of you. He has shown you are not a priority. He has shown more concern for his ex. He is showing you who he is. He is showing you that you are not important to him. Please listen to his actions. Update 2. I was shocked at how everyone said my boyfriend is wrong. I really thought most people would be team baby mama and tell me I'm awful for not cooperating with being asked to leave expensive gifts and my dog for my BF's kids on Christmas but leave the house, as I am not allowed. Because that is what most of my friends, okay, I have 5 friends, told me. They told me relationships are work and compromise, and that the BM and babies must always come first, even suggested I help cook dinner for them. Most of my friends are actually my late mom's friends, women over 60. I started therapy when I was cripplingly shy, and to defend my therapist, it's only thanks to her that I stopped sitting alone in my house totally isolated and learned to connect with other people. While I appreciate the suggestion to be alone for a while, I have been super isolated most of my life, and dating again was actually huge progress for me that we worked on for months. I told my therapist that Phil crossed a line and I don't want to save relationships with him or my friends, I want to improve my self-esteem. Her emphasis has always been on avoiding isolation at all costs and learning to endure other people's imperfections. She agreed that this Christmas incident was really bad. I am still processing all this. I am surrounded by people who encourage me to be a doormat, and I am still shocked at what others thought. I really thought Phil and his baby mama were right, and 48 hours is not enough time to process that maybe my whole worldview is totally messed up. I went to my friend Mary's house and realized that she's maybe my only real friend. She didn't judge, told me Phil is nuts, and we had a great time with her family. I left my dog with a neighbor since her oldest is nonverbal and can be unsafe with animals. I sent him a Venmo request for the money I spent on gas and gifts, and he paid it. Phil threw the baby mama out at 2 p.m. and begged me to come home. I got my dog back from the neighbor, took out the cheapest gifts, and he made his kids thank me and play with the presents, which felt very awkward as he tried to beg them to engage with me while they were on their phones. We hung out with his kids for an hour. BM came back and refused to get out of her car. Phil is now telling me he loves me, wants to marry me, etc. I don't know what to do. I have been reading nonstop on narcissistic abuse these past few days. I'm seeing that Phil is just like my mom, and that this is maybe what she did, hoovering. But again, I am fighting to stop being totally isolated, which I did for years after leaving the cult. I had no friends, never dated. It's laughable the number of people who accused me of desperately needing a man. Phil is my first boyfriend, and we met when I was a 31-year-old V-card holder with no friends. So, yes, being alone is grand, but I have been alone all my life and fought hard to stop wanting to be alone. Learning to talk to people outside of work topics, have social skills, etc., has been a huge battle. I am not autistic, but I read that way because, after age 7, I was the only kid left in our cult/commune, and I have no social skills and prefer to be alone to an unhealthy degree. I don't know what to do. Maybe Phil grew a spine. Maybe it's hoovering. I'm standing up to him, though, and looking at finding new friends and hanging more with Mary, who said I am always welcome at her house. Relevant comments. Comment 1. There is a huge difference between isolating and being alone. You can be alone and still engage with the world. None of these people love you. They are using you. They think they can manipulate you, and they're right because you're operating from a place of being conditioned to trust people and ignore red flags. Right now, honestly, it sounds like you need to live alone, engage in a variety of lighthearted activities that allow you to be around people without huge emotions attached, art classes, acting classes, a D and AMP, D group, etc., journal a lot, work on developing a master plan for your life, and start to implement those changes. It's lovely to be in a relationship, but I heard a therapist say, you need to clean house before introducing new furniture into it. You can't put the couch where you want it until you clean the crap off the floor. Clean house first mentally and spiritually, and then work on recognizing healthy relationship dynamics. Your life on its own without other complications attached has value and takes priority, especially when escaping your background. Take some time to explore the world and figure out what you want, and I guarantee it'll be much harder to let yourself put up with this sort of treatment. Comment 2. Hang with Mary. Have her introduce you to her friends and family. She clearly comes from good people. Ask her to help you find groups where you can meet people. Book clubs. Gaming groups. Take an evening college. Different universities call it different things, class or 2. These are classes that the campus hosts. Someone decides they want to teach how to can and preserve food, or how to write poetry, or how to do ballroom dance, or general car maintenance, or computer use, and they offer a class. Usually, it's only about $40 to $100 and is several weeks at an hour or so a week. I did ballroom dance and loved it. Speak with Mary and her group, and ask them to help you find social connections. I wish you the best. This is just another reason to put in the I hate cults list. You've made it out, you're making it, you are growing and developing confidence, and you will get there. Update 3. If you recall, my boyfriend threw me out on Christmas because his baby mama would not let him see his kids unless he uninvited me to Christmas. He expected me to leave behind the expensive gifts I bought his kids, take him grocery shopping, he can't drive for medical reasons, and leave my dog with them to play with. I have a history of social isolation, abuse, and have one friend my own age, so I had no one to tell me how bad this was, and no other social outlets. Phil arranged a small Christmas gift opening for me, him, and his kids. He finally told me he loved me and wants to marry me. He then offered to let me move in with him but then hit me up to buy a sofa. A few days later, I was out of gas. He got out to pump the gas but asked for my credit card. He would not even chip in for gas, even though I take him everywhere. A couple of weeks ago, I noticed that I'm out of kitchen knives. My utensil drawer was just emptier and emptier. I have a cleaning lady, and I figured maybe she'd put them someplace weird because she has spaced out. She's sweet but more ADHD than I am, which is a lot. They were in Phil's utensil drawer. He has been stealing utensils from me. For some reason, this was it. Today, I blocked him.